All right. I am live now. I did all that talking. I thought I was live. And when I'm like, where's Buddha? Where'd she go? Okay, okay, okay. All right. Who's with me now? Is anybody in the room? Hello. Hello. Let's do this again. All right. Okay. Now we're live. I thought we were live before, but we were not. So, do over. I'm gonna do a do over. We're teaching tonight about the universal spiritual laws. Universal spiritual laws. Let me see. We're talking about the law of attraction, so I'll put that back up. Oh, basic laws of life, which are the law of attraction, the law of request, the law of resistance, and the law of reflection, the law of projection, and the law of attachment. So let's do the law of attraction. Let's do that one. Okay. Spiritual law of attraction. Let's go to that one. Okay. Now, it says to better understand the law of attraction, see yourself as a magnet attracting to you the essence of that which you are thinking and feeling. And as so, whatever you're feeling, you will attract that, right? So if you're feeling poor, you can't attract prosperity. So you have to get in the feeling of what you want. The more you come to understand the power of the law of attraction, the more interest you will have in deliberately directing your thoughts to what you want, right? You forget about what you think about, whether you want it or not, because you'll know that you want it and you'll think about things that would happen if you had that, right? The first law of the universe is as above, so below, right? Which means peace within leads to peace in your life, right? So as a man thinketh, so is he, right? So your body is a mirror of your deep and often unconscious inner feelings. Hi, Verber. This law applies to your physical body, and your inner feelings are reflected in the way we build our bodies, right? If we're feeling emotionally vulnerable inside, we may develop a protective layer on our abdomen and our hips, right? Because these are places where we hold our emotions and sexuality. Hey, Patrice and Cypher, right? When you are vulnerably emotionally or sexually, you develop more weight in your abdomen and on your hips, right? Because that's where your emotions and your sexuality is. Now, if you have an inner feeling of being unloved, we may build a larger chest to protect our heart center. And we do these things not even thinking that that's what we're doing. It just happens, right? Men may become muscle bodybuilders, right? They may build up their chests to protect their feelings of vulnerability. Women may build up a larger chest or make it look like she has a larger chest to indicate that she's nurturing or that she wants to be nurtured, right? So whatever we feel, our bodies tend to react to that and become that for us, right? So it says unconsciously we transmit our energy out to the universe. Some of our qualities are magnetic. Others of our qualities are repellent, meaning they push things away from us. Whatever we've drawn to ourselves, it is reflected in everyone and everything that's in our lives. Do you know that the people that you have in your life came because that's what you're attracted to? And you've drawn them to you? You've drawn them to you. Right? People who do not resonate with us, right? They're not attracted to us. They're not resonating with our energetic frequency. See, we're all on different frequencies. Some of us are more intellectual. Some of us are more emotionally triggered. Some of us are more towards food, art, different things. Whatever you're interested in, your body reflects that. That's your vibration. Your vibe will be in that same arena as what you're attracted to, right? Right? As well as things that you're not attracted to, you will give off a vibe of, no, that's not for me. And you repel things that are in that same vibration. We attract into our lives people and situations that have similar vibrations to our own, to our own. So, negative qualities such as depression, neediness, selfishness, greediness, unkindness, those transmit on a low frequency. Now, if we have these elements in our personalities, we will magnetize someone with similar energy in your life. So, if you're a person who's depressed, you will draw towards you someone who is depressed, right? Likewise, if you are someone who is positive and happy and joyful, you'll draw towards you people who are loving and happy and kind and delightful and generous around you. And they will give off that kind of vibe to you. They'll be kind to you. They'll be loving to you. They'll be happy around you, right? Versus somebody who's putting something in the chat that's negative and being mean and for no reason, right? So, so let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Now, so you have to look around you and notice the people who are around you in your life. They're there for a reason. They're there for a reason, right? Our underlying beliefs attract situations and people to us. If you have a belief that you're not deserving, you will attract people in your life that mirror that belief, right? What you put out comes back to you. Now, if you believe that you have to serve, you came here to serve other people, you will attract people who need to be served. If you are the kind of person who thinks that you'll attract people, you're understanding person. You understand and you have compassion, then you will draw people who need compassion, who need understanding, right? So that's how the law of attraction works on many levels, right? Any questions about the law of attraction? Any question about the spiritual law of attraction? I'm just going to do a few of these. There's not that many of us here. So I'm going to just do a few of these and then we're going to close out, right? So next I'm going to do the law of blessings. Let's do that one. The spiritual law of blessings. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, the spiritual laws of blessing. It says, when you bless someone, you are invoking or getting the law of blessings, right? You're invoking, you're calling forth the law of blessings, and you're directing divine energy towards whoever that person is that you're blessing, right? While this is done with genuine intent, it is transferred into the person you're blessing, and it's usually in the form of white light, like a white light, right? And you're raising your hand in the direction. I mean, remember when we pray for people, we raise our hands to pray for them, and we lay hands on them. Same thing, same thing. You're blessing towards them. You're sending healing towards them, right? The hands are very important because we're transmitting with the hands, right? So be filled with joy. If you bless your work, whatever work you do, if you bless it when you go in the door, then it will increase, right? If you bless your money, you say nice things over your money, you thank God for your money and all of this stuff, it will increase, right? Think about you as a person. If somebody is giving you good compliments, then you do even more. You do even better, right? Somebody say, "Oh, you sure can cook." Then you don't mind cooking for them again, right? You don't mind cooking for them again. You drawing. They say, "Oh, that's so gorgeous. How much does that cost? I really want that." That'll encourage you. Hi, love to travel. That will encourage you to draw more. If you're a singer and somebody encourages you, that will that will draw you to sing more, right? So bless the people around you, and they will become happy and fulfilled. Bless your plants, and they will grow abundantly. Bless your home, and it will become a place of peace. Bless your body, and it will become a beautiful temple for your spirit. Any questions on the spiritual law of blessing? Any questions on the spiritual law of blessing? Okay. I told you I'm just going to do a few because we don't have that many people in it and I don't want to take up too much of your time. So, oh, I'm going to do the laws of higher frequency. Wow. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. So I'm going to do this one and one more and then I'm going to close out, I guess. Unless you guys want to do more. Okay. The laws of higher frequency. The laws of higher frequency. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Isaac. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy birthday, Isaac. Okay, now we're talking about the spiritual law of frequency or vibration, right? Now, higher frequencies such as peace, calmness, love, harmony, these have a high frequency, meaning that it'll make you happy, it'll make you feel joyful, right? It'll make you happy. So, anger and rage are low vibration energies. Underlying them is always fear and a feeling of powerlessness or vulnerability. How about I put this up? It's Isaac Cox's birthday. Enjoy. All right, let me get back to my my thing here. Okay. When we stay calm and centered, we sustain a high vibration. We are empowered. We are empowered. Oh, Isaac, what? Oh no. You can do that on your birthday. Now you're getting banned and deleted. I'm sorry. Can't do it. Okay? We hold this energy. We can speak our truth. When you speak your truth, you're emitting energy and you live with integrity and we're being our authentic self. What does it mean, chat, when you are your authentic self? What does that mean? What does it mean to be your authentic self? What does it mean to be your authentic self? Okay, everybody's scared to say so. When you are your authentic self, you're being your true you, the true you, right? Whether you're sad, whether you're happy, whether you're joyful, whether you're empowered, whether you're vulnerable, you're being your authentic self, right? You're being your authentic self. And if we're feeling strong, then it will show up in our authentic self because this is a high frequency vibration, right? So, when you live your life with charm, grace, joy, integrity, and generosity, and any other positive qualities, you automatically dissolve the low frequency emission of others and you raise them to a higher level. Meaning that if you're talking like I'm talking about something positive, I'm talking about something to help you, and somebody comes in and says something negative, as they just did, then that that is negative and it's trying to tear down the positive. But if with the positive we keep going and we keep radiating at a high frequency, at a high vibration, it will take away that negativeness and you will act as a master of light, meaning you will radiate a high vibration. What are some high vibrations? Charm, grace, joy, integrity, generosity, any positive quality. These automatically dissolve the low frequency emission of others. Hi, Unique. And raise them to a higher level. You know, whether people want to raise to a higher level or not, when you're in the light, it's hard for darkness to overtake the light because the light brightens the darkness and the darkness goes away. Now, let's talk about the law of karma. Who knows what karma? What is karma? Anybody know what karma is? What is the meaning of karma? What is the meaning of karma? Hi, Chrissy. Karma is what you put out, you receive back, right? So if you're putting out thoughts of jealousy, anger, violence, abuse, guilt, and swearing, or anything like that, anything dark, then you're drawing in that darkness. But if you put out love, joy, compassion, forgiveness, then you're bringing to you love, joy, compassion, forgiveness. Have you ever met somebody who says, "Oh, everybody that I meet," right, what goes around comes around. Exactly, Chrissy. Have you ever met somebody say every guy that I meet or every girl that I meet, they come to me and they're negative. They're negative. Or they always want my money. They don't want my time. They don't really want me. They just want what I got. That's because you're putting out that. You're putting that frequency out there, right? You're putting that frequency out there. What you put out, you receive back, right? So if you putting out there, hey, I'm vulnerable and you can come take everything from me, I'll give it to you. You're putting that out there in the world so that you'll have people come to you who will be like, oh, give me this and give me that and give me. Instead of giving into your life, instead of pouring into your life, they're always asking from your life, right? Right. And the law of karma is also talking about what you think about. So if you think of jealousy, anger, violence, abuse, guilt, and swearing, all this kind of emotions, those are heavy, dark, low frequency vibrations. But if you start thinking of love and joy, compassion, and forgiveness, this will transmute that darkness away from you and raise your frequency to where it belongs so that you can be in the vibration of joy, the vibration of positivity, right? Same thing with illness, right? When you're sick or whatever, if you're sick, you have a lower vibration, right? And it's hard for you to rise above it because you're not feeling well, right? Right? Your name also has a vibration. When spoken, it calls out your life's lessons. Like if I were to say Coach Jonique or Chrissy or Love to Travel, right? Right? Or who else is in the chat? Patrice, Viper, VI Purse, I mean, Percy, Buddha. When I say your name, there's a vibration that comes along with your name, right? And your name is associated with whatever the vibration is, right? So if I say your name is Joy and I say, "Hi Joy, I feel like I have joy in my life because I'm around you." Because you're emitting that because that's your name. People keep saying joy, joy, joy. You can't help but be joyful, right? Right? You can't help but be joyful. Love the Travel's name, love. We say love, love, love. We can't help but love to travel because love is the beginning of her name, right? My name is Angel Light Over Darkness 33. You think of me and you think of the angels, you think of light, right? Over the darkness, right? So your name is very important because it carries an emotion with it, right? Now, let's see. Let's talk about hmm, the spiritual law of miracles. Let's talk about that one. I think I'm going to leave about maybe about 10 o'clock because there's not that many of us here. And I don't want to hold you up. Yes, what goes around comes around. Exactly. Miracles. Which spiritual law do you think is associated with miracles? Which spiritual law do you think is associated with miracles? Which spiritual law? Anybody? It's karma, the law of karma, because it's a divine frequency that dissolves and transmutes our lower energies, and a miracle occurs. This is why this is called the spiritual law of miracles, right? Genuine forgiveness and unconditional love are divine energies which allow miracles to happen. Genuine forgiveness. When you genuinely forgive someone, that makes them feel better. That makes them feel like, okay, okay, she's forgiven me. So I'm glad you forgave me and I apologize for it, right? Unconditional love. When someone loves you no matter what? Right? These are divine energies which allow miracles to happen because you have somebody in your corner who's going to love you from Monday to Sunday, who's going to be there for you in the good times and the bad times, who's going to be there for you whether you have food in the house or you don't, who's going to be there for you no matter what. And that is a great feeling. That is genuine. That is genuine, right? So when we ask the angels and the ascended masters, right, which are beings from spiritual hierarchy of light to help us, we draw in the divine frequency, which transcends our physical laws. Divine frequency, right? You get on the same frequency as a spiritual being who you're asking to help you. In our case, God. We ask God to help us, right? And we got to get on that same frequency, right? Right? That same frequency. What does it say, God? What's God's frequency? What is the frequency of God? What is the frequency of God? Come on, my angels. What is the frequency of God? God is love. God is love. God is love. So if you get on the frequency of love, then you're in the frequency of God, right? And then you have the opportunity to fulfill your destiny in love. And as your vibrations lift in love, you find out that you're on your true pathway. You that leads you to where you're supposed to be because you will love other people who are on the same path because you have the like-mindedness, right? You have like-mindedness, right? So when we're talking about the law of miracles, all we have to do is ask. All we have to do is ask. Speak those things that be not as though they were. Correct? All right. All right. Now let's see. Time. Okay, I got 8 more minutes. Mm, ah, the spiritual law of yes, of frequency. Okay. Here's the last one I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna let you go because I really think this is important in our lives. Prosperity. If you do not believe you need prosperity, then you cannot receive it, expect to receive it, right? If you think you don't need money, then money's not going to come because you're not expecting it. You're not saying you need it. You're not saying you want it, right? Right? Because it's a frequency, right? So you can have the consciousness of poverty or you can have the consciousness of abundance. So as a man thinketh, so is he, right? So if you're in the consciousness of poverty, you're going to think low level, I don't never have any money. Nobody's going to never do anything for me. Those are low level poverty consciousness. But when you think of, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, I'm more than a conqueror. Whatever I need, God gives me. I'm going to walk in the light of positivity and I'm going to receive the life that I came here to live. And I'm going to be great at anything that God puts inside of me to do. Right? Right? So when you increase your consciousness, you increase your life. You increase your life in whichever direction that you're increasing it in, right? It says, those people who are generous hearted givers open-minded, will always be contented and happy. The attitude of prosperity is to use riches with wisdom, right? How do we do that? We think, we speak, we believe as if we are prosperous. And when you do that, you impress the universe to send you plenty because you're exuding what it means to be prosperous. When you act as if, after a while, it becomes you. You have to act as if. Just like if you're going to an interview, right? And you've already you've already been in the environment of this job and you see how everybody looks, they're wearing suits or whatnot, and everybody's talking correct English. And so when you go into your interview, you wear a suit that's similar to what they are. You speak the language sort of like what they're saying, right? And you become real versed in the position that you are trying to get, right? You're knowledgeable about the position. You're knowledgeable about the area that they're working in. If it's banking, if it's law, if it's medical, whatever it is, you're well versed in it. You have boned up yourself to the point where you know what to say when they ask you questions, right? Because you're intelligent about it, right? When you're in the same vibration, let me say this, I'm gonna let you go. When you're in the same vibration as what you want, then what you're doing is you're pulling that to you because you're in the same vibration. You're in the same vibration, meaning that it's like being in the family. It's like being in the family, right? If you are always talking about money markets and assets and dividends and things like that, you're drawing in financial awareness. You're drawing in people who know about finances, high finances. And what that is synchronicity. That is synchronicity. You're being what you're trying to get to, right? Right? You want to be a banker? Be around people who are in the banks. Be around people who know are knowledgeable of the bank, right? You want to be in networking, system networking, be around people who know about it. Be around people who can teach you about it and then go to school for it, right? You have to be in the same vibration as what you want, right? How do you get in the vibration of what you want? By thinking in the same vibration as what you want. By acting in the same vibration as what you want. And believing the same vibration that you want and that it will make you prosperous, right? And that you want it and you want to receive plenty of it, right? Now, the more you're around people who are like what you want to be, it will rub off on you. If you're around a bunch of engineers and you want to be an engineer, you get in that vibration. After a while, you'll start talking like an engineer. After a while, they'll start noticing you and say, hey, I think you'd be good in this position too. We're going to finance you. Check me out. We're going to finance you to go to college so that you can become an engineer, but you have to work so many hours a week, right? Right? Towards being like an assistant to an engineer and getting the vibration of being an engineer and seeing if that's what you want. And then we will fund you to go to school, right? You want to be in the medical field. Okay. You become an intern, right? And they start watching you and seeing what you do and seeing how you react to the patients, seeing how your interests are and what field you're really interested. If you're interested in being an internist, or you're interested in blood work, or you're interested in things regarding the heart or the mind or whatever it is, they will notice that you're really into it. And you never know, you may walk into a situation where they'll say, okay, we want to send you to school for this so that you can become this, right, 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 but you still have to keep going through this internship, and we're going to give you a grant towards you going to school. Now you may need some loans to go along with it, but we're going to give you a grant too, because we believe that you would be great in this. Show people your greatness. Show people your worth. Let them see the light in you, that you can shine and you can be great in anything you want to be in. Let it come into you so that you can enjoy the lifestyle that you have, because you're doing what you love. And what happens when you do what you love? When you do what you love, it loves you back, right? It loves you back because you're doing what you love. So be generous hearted, be open minded, be giving, and then you will be contented and you'll be happy. Any questions, anybody? Any questions? Does anybody have any questions for me? You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. I believe in you. I believe that you can be anything you want to be. All you need to do is take that first step and be in the vibration of what you want to be. Right? Right? So go be great and let life take you where you're supposed to be. Where you're supposed to be. Life is waiting for someone like you to be great. You may come up with some ideas that will encourage the world, uplift people, heal people. You may become an engineer, right? Networker. Whatever it is that you want to become, do what you love and it will love you back. How will it love you back? It might love you back with money, right? You might get a bigger salary. It might love you back with being around people who love what you love, and you have nice friends and you have good comrades. It might draw you towards someone that will be the love of your life. You never know. But always do what you love instead of just doing what you have to do. It's a difference. When you do what you just have to do just so you can make the money, it makes you miserable because you don't even want to go. When you do what you love, you get there early. You get there early, and you'll be at your desk, right? And you'll be trying to figure out how to do things and enjoying the people around you because everybody has the same interests. Do what you love instead of just what you have to do to make the money. Because if you do what you love, it's going to draw to you what you need and what you want. Okay? Go be great. I love you. I love you. I love you. From your head to your toes and everything within. I'm your angel light over darkness 33. Go be great. Bye, guys.